How are you feeling?
The medicine has made me quite dizzy, though I'm afraid my muscles are already tightening up.
His stare intensified.
Are you able to attend to my other treatment now?
Was it her imagination, or was there heated interest in his gaze? Perhaps this was the time to venture further. Before her courage could abandon her, she answered, "Yes, but first I need assistance with my gown. It was difficult to move and reach the proper angle the last time." At the mere mention of the last time, her face heated and she turned her back to him. After the previous surgery, she'd massaged him on the bed to better reach the muscles on his shoulder blades. His low sounds of pleasure had driven her mad with desire that remained unfulfilled when she put him to sleep with a laudanum. Now she would see if she could tempt him further. The bed creaked as Rafe sat up and unlaced her gown. She'd purposefully selected one that would be easy for him to unfasten in his soporific state. Once it was loosened, she allowed the thin muslin to pool at her feet. A wicked thrill ran up her spine as she bent over to remove her boots. Not daring to look back, she then reached behind herself and unlaced her stays before slipping the garment off her shoulders and tossing it to the floor. Standing only in her chemise, she turned to face him. The hunger in his gaze turned her legs to custard. It took the utmost effort to speak. "If you would, lie down on your stomach, I will proceed." Rafe gave her a strange smile and complied. Her lips parted at the sight of his bronzed, muscled back. Cassandra sat on the edge of the bed and placed a hand on his smooth flesh. "Now, where does it hurt most?" He seized her hand and pressed it below his shoulder blade.
"Here."
She dug her fingers into the taut flesh, gratified to hear him groan with pleasure.
"Yes, right there."
Unfortunately, the angle made her arm protest. Cassandra shifted to a more comfortable position. She needed to be able to put her weight directly on the muscle, but the only way to do so would be to sit on him. She sucked in a breath at the thought. Rafe turned his head to look at her through a curtain of black hair.
"Is there something wrong?"
"I can't seem to find a decent angle. Perhaps if I..." She trailed off, cheeks burning at the prospect of voicing such a brazen suggestion.
"If you straddle me,"
he finished, as if reading her mind.
"Yes, that would probably work better."
Cassandra froze as her loins flared in heat at the prospect of such naughty intimacy. "Would I be too heavy?" He laughed.
"Not in the slightest. Well, climb on up then."
Legs quivering, she lifted the skirt of her chemise to sit on his lower back. The feel of him between her thighs made her core ache with longing. Only a thin layer of fabric separated their flesh. Cassandra bit her lip to keep from moaning and concentrated on applying firm, rotating pressure on the muscle.
"Ugh,"
Rafe groaned.
"That feels so good."
He shifted beneath her and moved his arms back so his fingers brushed her thighs. Cassandra bit her lip harder. Is he intentionally touching me there, or is he still muzzy from the drugs? Daring to experiment, she moved her hips forward, gasping at the improper friction. Rafe lifted his head to meet her gaze in the mirror.
"Are you trying to seduce me, Countess?"
With idle purpose, he resumed stroking her thighs. "Yes." The answer tore from her throat before she could deem it unwise. He remained silent for a long time. His fingers continued their gentle caress. It took all her willpower not to gyrate against him. "Please," she cried silently. If he kept this up much longer, she'd go insane from need. Suddenly, he sighed.
"Cassandra, I confess that the idea of making love to you is tempting beyond reason."
He withdrew his hands.
"However..."
A knock sounded on the door.